Hey everybody, how you doing? Metazoa back here, and it is Weightless week again, which means we've got another take at no bots Weightless week. So it looks like they redid their algorithm a little bit, so right out the gate we were able to start getting no bots. I've been kind of leaning off of going hard on regular arena and using it more as just kind of a practice round of team comps and how I want to try and run my station when it comes to guild versus guild. Thankfully, a lot of the matchups I had today had Elena, so Dole, of course, fantastic unit to just bait those straight out. Young Terry here is working his magic, doing his thing, getting us set up to do a little bit of Voltroning. So you can see here, we're going for the bonus potency. The last couple weeks have been very effective using Young Terry for that, and we've been able to take on a lot of harder stuff. A little bit of a mistake here. I should not have gone for a Burning Breath that early, especially with Rapthorn, who's my main Zaro killer, still in the back there. But that's fine. We're working through. Diamond Slime here, taking my time. He has a Psy Cannon on him, which does, as you saw, 933 damage, and it just keeps scaling up the farther we go. He's also extremely durable. You saw that, just like almost no damage between Arc Kaboom and a Pearly Gates. Black Ball finishes off Elena, so we've got a Wisdom up on our Rapthorn. So we can just kind of keep scaling that damage up before we finally get to Zaro and take him out. But yeah, as I said earlier, the Burning Breath there was a little bit of a mistake. We're going to keep scaling up our damage though. So Young Terry is going to go ahead. He's going to increase the potency again. So now we're hitting at plus 30% damage. Of course, I'm looking at this and I'm kicking myself in the head right now because, as I noticed, the Crimson Cuts would have been enough to basically push through a large chunk of Nox HP and drop Zaro to 0, or 1 in this case, which meant that Burning Breath there would have meant I could easily crush him to finish off and not have to worry about anything. So instead we're kind of repositioning and seeing how we salvage this. Dole, we're running a low HP build this time to try and bait as many of those discontinuums as we can. There's the discontinuum there. Diamond Slime, I love this unit, and with Young Terry, it just continually scales up those Psy Cannon damages without caring about anything coming its way. So you saw 1189 damage there. Devil's Finesse for nothing. Arc Kaboom for nothing. Black Meteors, not great, but it's enough to finish off Zaro here and get some extra chip damage in. Starfall is just off from killing Nock, which is another pain for us. We're going to spend pretty much all 3 of these matches getting blue balled by just barely missing lethal on so many strikes. And part of that is with balancing with rate 8, which makes it so HP pools are increased without damage really helping to scale up as much. Because we've taken some damage here, I debate for just a moment going Great Tree Elixir, just in case, because I remember looking at those damages and not quite having enough to deal with Nocturnus. Eventually I go ahead, click that button, show no mercy. We are at 3 stacks now. Discontinuum is going to be enough. There's 1938 damage. It's amazing. And the Jester's just to finish. So round 1, couple of little mistakes. We're trying to take the comp that we were using the last week or 2 with Young Terry and kind of mini Voltroning and using Young Terry to keep us going. But it's not quite as smooth. The arena here is also very small and very compact. Everybody's right on top of each other, so it kind of hurts a little bit because we don't have room or time to be running the slow units. This week is a great week for Blitz. I swapped up my team here because Veronica has that dual Kaboom and bonus crit chance. So I'm using Schleiman Tank as kind of a way to maybe spell reflect bait, maybe, I don't know. He also resists Sizz, he also resists Frizz. I'm just kind of spitballing a few things, practicing, getting some kinks worked out, trying to see how I like this team setup. Young Terry here was a mistake because we have Dole and Schleiman, which are martial units, Young Terry, who's a martial unit, and Baramos, who ends up, as far as this is concerned, being essentially a breath debuff unit. So Young Terry here is basically enough to support Diamond Slime, who also may not have been the best choice here, but he's very aggressive if you have him at higher awakes, just because the HP pool is allowed to go up to the point where he stops caring. So as you can see, I spent a little bit of time debating where I'm going to put my Young Terry before realizing that the King She Slime actually can't hit him from there, because the only spot he could land in would be Diamond Slime's current spot, and Diamond Slime goes after King She Slime. So really what I want to do is I want to get a Show No Mercy on Baramos, and I want to get a Show No Mercy on Diamond Slime, because I want to get as much scaling as I can and not feel like I wasted my value here. I also debate for a moment doing a Forge Ahead, maybe even some extra movement to help maneuver around the field, or defend judiciously just to get some DR in to kind of mitigate what damage I might possibly take. Eventually I come to the conclusion that more damage, more numbers is better. Finally. Dole's here. I'm going to go ahead. I'll pull in that Veronica because I want that thing down. I changed up my team to not have bang weak units because I wanted that Veronica down. So Diamond Slime here. Gonna be honest, I was starting to be a little dumb here. I forgot that my Baramos goes after the enemy's Veronica. Really what I should have done is I should have done that Adamant Cannon on the Veronica instead, but I got hit with the no great there. But you see, boom, once again, barely off from lethal on that Veronica. Dual kaboom, hitting our Barry. He's got spell resistance though, no crits, even got the echo, still not enough to take him out. And here we go for an Energon Miasma on 3 2-weak units. Veronica's down. But wait, oh no! Schleiman and Barry don't play well together. Remember this. If you learn anything from me, learn that Barry and Schleiman just don't play well together. So Elena survives and she gets her turn off, so Barry is almost entirely useless this fight. I'm kind of sweating here because I'm really out here like, oh god, everything's going down. I thought she was going to go to kill Barry, but no, she went for Dole to try and take him out because Barry had lower HP. So that worked in our favor, thankfully. Of course, Schleiman's not doing a whole lot much either, so we kind of just have to hope that he can keep hitting Elena since he decided that was going to be his mission anyway. Barry can cleave to finish these two off. It's not terribly exciting. It's just disappointing a little bit because of how this is all shanked down. We figure we might as well go for the third Show No Mercy. Get that tiny little bit of extra damage in. Young Terry can have a ton of HP. He can go up to almost 2k like mine is over here. But he does no damage, so it's fine. Slime Cannon finishes him off. And even though we had that big slip up and a really bad team comp here, because we were kind of spitballing and kind of moving around and we really wanted to use our rank 8 units, we still made it through. 128. Now, as we get on to the third match, we're once again kind of pigeonholed into a very strong match, partially because on these Weightless week matches, I like to go after stronger, whalier matches to kind of make it feel a little bit more even. So this one has Baramos, Elena, Dole, Zaro, and Nock all of it is our just difficult stuff to deal with. I know I'm going to have to bait Elena to make sure she doesn't start rampaging around trying to crit people. Dole isn't really going to be much of an issue here, I'm thinking. Zaro, I'm thinking I can probably just let him come forward and bait the discontinuum so long as I leave things out of range, maybe. But I know I need to take care of that berry, because the longer berry's up, the longer I have a chance. A single Necrogon Miasma can lose you the match. Especially when the map is tiny and compact like this. So, we're kind of just moving around, trying to figure things out here. I want to get all of my guys together to make sure that I get the value off of Show No Mercy. Because if I'm getting 3 units with plus 15%, it's a lot better than getting 1 or 2. Dole, of course, gets no value from that, but he gets a lot of value off of being Dole here. So I want to position Terry so that he's not in position to get destroyed by things, but also so that he's in position for those follow-ups, so he can start boosting people's attack and wisdom as well, so he can kind of start to snowball this match. Chip damage on Barry is going to be good because he is a thick boy. I think this one had around 1900 HP. So we're going to need the extra damage to help get rid of him, because if you see here, once again, barely off from lethal with a Crimson Cut. So we have to go in and we have to discontinuum that berry. Because that berry needs to go down, and it's faster than our wrap, which of course it is. Of course, we could have tried to do a couple of different things, but we also need to take care of Elena, who is going to be a little bit of a problem because we don't want her rampaging around. We learned from this time, last time, and we decided we were going to wait on dealing with the Zaro because there's not too much of an issue. Adamant Cannon for 933, and we know we can finish off here with Black Meteors. So I started debating here for a moment who I wanted to cleave with Elena, how I might want to cleave this, because the positionings through here are just awful for me trying to cleave anything down. Black Meteors, I decide finally that I am going to keep Rapthorn in range for the Wisdom up, because I need that to help punch extra damage in on Zaro, because this one's got around 18 or 1900 HP, and I need every point of damage I can get. Same thing with Zaro up here. I'm going to need every point of damage I can get. Eventually, I decide that the Rapthorn value with Starfall, or at least I'm considering that, it's not worth it to sacrifice it on Diamond and the other unit. My Dole here is kind of running around deciding who I'm going to paralyze, and this is the beginning of the end here. This was a mistake right here because I was thinking about Pearly Gates. I forgot about Nock's specialty, Devil's Finesse. So this hurt right here, leaving Dole directly able to access Devil's Finesse. And I want to get that chip damage in on Zaro because the more chip damage I get in... could have done this so differently. Nock here realizes that he's got range for Devil's Finesse. If you look, 4 misses there and a crit on Zaro for 700 damage. This is where things start to go poorly for me and starts to snowball a little bit out of control. This is what happens with these stronger matchups. We spent a little bit of time here debating who we're going to take out, whether we're going to try and take out Zaro, whether we're going to Selflessness, whether we're going to try and ping Nock, who once again we are slightly off from lethal there. Because we know Rapthorn can come through. We could ping down Zaro with a Black Meteors, but he's going to be out of range for Starfall when he gets out of his paralysis. Our Zaro is at 0 HP, and any damage knocks him out, so we know we're going to have to move him out of those evil squares. And if we don't Selflessness, maybe we can get a heal off, but there's no healing that young Terry can really do that'll help him stay alive in this circumstance. So finally, we decide on Selflessness. Eventually, you'll see it. I put this on 2x speed for this one because there was a lot of moving around on this turn and a lot of debate, because this is where my match started to snowball. Selflessness on Diamond. Once again, this is just a great versatile unit, because I can use them for defense or offense if things start to go wrong or snowball. I know I can take out Dole here, but... there was that 1500 Starfall. So now, I know what I'm going to want to do here is I'm going to want to show No Mercy. I debate trying to get him some healing, but I know there's not going to be enough healing to really keep him up. And it means I won't get my Wrath proc if I heal him. So, eventually I decided on that show No Mercy, and I realized I can try and pull the Zaro out to the other area, and I'm used to running an HP Dole, so this isn't an issue. But Crimson Cuts... I was like, I can soak a Crimson Cuts. I'll be fine. I'm used to having 1500 HP plus on my Dole, without realizing that I'm running the low HP build to try and bait discontinuums. Yeah. So we go ahead, we go for the pull. If we pull him here, we're able to get him in range for a Wrath Crimson Cuts that would take him and Nocturnus out. Unfortunately, we miss it. We decide to go with it anyway, figuring we can go ahead and knock him out between Diamond Slime and the other guy. Crimson Cuts takes out my Dole here. 1200 damage on my 1100 left. And so we end our first day -8. But that's fine. This is practice. We're having a good time. We're trying out some different comps. Young Terry probably isn't going to make the cut. Diamond Slime probably will. Rapthorn probably won't. We'll see how things continue to progress. And we'll kind of play it by ear. So I'm glad you guys were able to join me for the first day. Hope to see you again later. Stay golden, everybody. Hope to see you in the arena soon.